Welcome back to Minivan Camper Gal. I'm Kelly, and today in this video I'm going to be seeing if I can take apart my IcyBreeze to actually work for van life. Okay, so first off, what the heck is an IcyBreeze? Well, it looks like an ice chest, opens up, but it has this interesting heat exchanger. So you put, ideally, ice in here and a little bit of water, and it circulates that water through this heat exchange unit and blows out cold air. So does it work? Yeah, it totally works. It will blow out really cold air if you have this thing full of ice. So why am I taking it all apart? Well, here's why it doesn't work for me, at least. First off, it's pretty big. When I travel, I usually have it in my front seat, and it takes up my entire front seat. Second off is the ice. If you are at a baseball game or on your porch and you can fill this up with ice, it'll work great for you. The ice lasts for about 2 hours, depending on how hot it is. So if you're relying on this to cool you down for a couple hours every day, if you don't know, ice is pretty expensive and B, kind of hard to get. I've been in some little towns and even some major cities that had no ice to buy whatsoever. So that's a big problem for van lifers. I thought I had everything worked out and I bought a little freezer. I bought a little freezer that would specifically fit 6 or 7 of these little packs in. Well, that had some problems too. Now I have 2 kind of big coolers to fit in the van, and this doesn't store food. The website says you can store cold drinks in here with the ice, but in reality, that heat pump is pulling out all the cold from anything in here. So your food gets warm really quick, and not to mention the water, and it's just not a good solution for food at all. But what I did learn from using my little ice packs, the IcyBreeze really doesn't need that much water. It just needs enough water to pull through the pump, come back, and cool down the water before it goes back in through the pump. So if this space is all I need, all of this other space is all unneeded. So what if I could come up with some sort of different container for this? Something that would still hold some ice, still hold some water, and hold the pump and everything else. I don't know, I think I can do it. All of the parts look like they're pretty easily removed. So, follow along. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right. Okay, let me see, so the water just goes through this little radiator here. One's an in, one's an out, so it just goes through that and then blows out across here. And that's pretty simple. Okay, and now for the pump. Ew, gross. So that's up against the thing, so there's no way you can really clean that. It's kind of just, huh. Oh, that's another reason for me to be taking it apart. Okay, so I think this is just a water pump. So, all right, I think I can work with this. All right, so now that I've got it all apart, here are the components that I have to find a new container for. The water pump, the radiator, and the fan. So this is it. But I also have this cable here, which I don't entirely have off. It has a battery that you can put an IcyBreeze battery into, or you can just hook up your own power, which is what I do. I just use a one of these Renogy batteries that's 72,000 milliamps, and it works great. It runs it for hours. So in that case, I just have this little interface. I want to be able to maybe have this fan on the side. But if I have it on the side, I'm gonna have water inside, and the water might leak out, or I'll have to seal it really well if it's on the side. So maybe it should be on the top, but then I have to direct the air. This is getting a little harder than I first imagined. Turns out this design is not so bad. All right, here are some things I have lying around. I have this little cooler. That seems like it could work. I have a little Rubbermaid plastic container. I have a thermos, which looks much bigger than it is. It's pretty small inside, which means it's insulated, but I'm not sure about that one. And a little tool case. I like that these three have a handle. This one doesn't have a handle, so it'll be nice to carry it around. So that could actually work. It's not very pretty, and the handle doesn't function. The other thing though is that if it's not sealed, you know, if this were to fall over, I'd have water all over. So I don't love that. All right. How about second idea, this? Yeah, I don't quite fit. Yeah, like at all. Yeah, that's not ideal. The only way it fits is like angled, which is not going to get the biggest surface area of the water. I like the size. I mean, unless I just use different ice, I could do that. I don't have to use those. If I just use these little packs, and pack them in, I could do that. So if I did that, maybe cut a hole in this and have this up here. The handle still isn't functional. Yeah, if only the fan stuck out, I could use the handle. I like the size of this. I think I like this better than trying to modify my tool case. Yeah, I don't think this has anything, like I would have to cut out the handle on this. So I don't think this has any benefit. And it's bigger than this little one. And have this sit inside the lid, like that. And have the fan sit on top of it. I think that'll work. I think it's worth a try anyway. And I can have a lot of water in here. I could probably have the full 2 quarts in here, even with my little ice cubes. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. Let's see. This might be kind of crazy. Oh, let me clamp down first. Whenever you say this might be kind of crazy, a clamp is usually a good idea. Oh, maybe my multi-tool. Well, that worked pretty well. I might just have to cut through the whole thing, but I'd rather not, so I can leave some plastic on the outside. Got it. Okay, great. That's what I was kind of hoping it would look like inside. So I can saw that off. Yes. But, haha, that'll fit perfectly in there. All right. I think this might work, you guys. Okay, that fits really snugly right in there. Pretty darn well. So maybe I'll just make this like, maybe right along that line. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Needs to be bigger, I think. Oh, I can almost wedge it in. So close. I might even be able to cut out just a little notch here in the middle. Because the fan is rounded, so that's kind of where it's. Oh man, I think I got it. Yes. Yep, that little notch. That little notch was just enough to get it to wedge in. Okay, and then it's hitting that. All right, that works. And that's gonna screw together, so it might hold it all together with the screws. All right, one screw in, and oh man, this is cool. I really hope it works. For all you women out there who think that you can't do things like this, I'm telling you, there's an advantage that women have over men, and that is most of us have small fingers, and most men would not be able to get this little tiny screw in the little tiny hole, but that is one place. There are other places, but that is one place that I have found that women can be much better at this sort of thing than men. Suppose this could be a little dangerous on the top. I stick my finger in there. Well, maybe I'll put some sort of little vent. I'll figure that part out later. So now, let's see if we can get it to work. I think I can probably fit 2 quarts of water. Okay, so I've got all of these little ice cube packs here. Okay. Make it work. Oh, it's turning on. All right, water's spouting out. I got it right. Yes. It's actually putting out air kind of like in 2 streams, like 1 stream and 1 stream. I think it's gonna work, guys. This is exciting. You know, I might not need to like direct the air because I can feel it over here. It's like kind of, I mean, I don't know. It might be better to have it directed like on your face, but it's so portable. All 4 directions it's putting out. Oh man, this is cool. All right, now I've just got to figure out where to put this where it's not going to come into contact with water. All right, I have 2 or maybe 3 more problems to solve. One is that this is like an exposed fan, and you know, that's probably not a good thing. 2, I need to find some sort of waterproof housing for this thing. I can't cut a hole and stick it in the lid because this stuff's gonna hang through and that would be bad. Okay, so waterproof housing. And 3, maybe I need to have a way to direct the air. I'm not sure yet. Stay tuned. I found this little plastic box on my tool board. Right, it's like things I have on my little pegboard that I keep stuff in. All right, I mean, technically it works. Okay, and now maybe like some chicken wire. I don't think I have anything like that. I might have to actually go to the store for that. It's such a small piece though. 4-inch. This might work if I cut the bottom off. Well, they do have chicken wire, but I'm not sure I want to spend $17, $25 for a roll of chicken wire when I just need 6 by 6 inches. This would be perfect, but it's $46. Really? Darn, I don't want to pay $46. Well, I've got several ideas. None of them are that great. I think I might try to just go back home. I think I have some wire at home. This is not a bad idea, but my fingers can still get through. This one was close, but it's just not wide enough. Well, I'm back from the store, empty-handed. So I do have one idea left of something I have. I have this like aluminum wire And I'm wondering if I can just sort of maybe wrap this around somehow, have a couple of little, make my own chicken wire maybe. Okay, this is not horrible. It's not great, but it is gonna keep me, I think, from accidentally sticking my finger into it. It's not pretty, but I don't know, I think it'll work. All right, guys, I think I did it. I finished it. Are you ready? I've got the IcyBreeze here for comparison. Pretty big, takes up like the whole van. Pared down to this little guy. So, I ended up using some duct tape. But it's glued on the top here, and I fashioned a grill for the fan, but it's all pretty stable and steady, and the cords are kind of tucked out of the way. The top container is sort of sealed up a little bit to at least mitigate some water splashes if that were to happen. Okay, so let's see how it works. So this is where the plan gets interesting, because with the IcyBreeze, the big problem was getting ice regularly, right? This thing would go through so much ice. So I have my little freezer, my Alpacool freezer, freezing some ice packs. So I have this little guy that came in a package the other day. So I'm going to put that in my water, start cooling down the water. And I also have these little guys. So I plug that in. Ooh. That's on high. Turn on medium. Takes a minute for it to kind of get cool. So it's blowing out all 4 directions right now, which I'd like to direct it, but it's okay. Oh, it's starting to get cool. Nice. How cool is this, you guys? All right, let me turn it off so that you can hear me. But I'm really happy with this. I think it's at a point where I can now take it on my trips. Is it going to be better than the IcyCool? Probably not. When the IcyCool is chock full of ice, it is cold. It works fantastically, but it's just not practical for me, so I wasn't taking it on my trips anymore. I wasn't able to use it. So this I actually can use. Even if I don't bring my freezer, I could stop at a convenience store and get a big cup of ice and throw that in here, and that would do the job. So I wouldn't even have to really bring my cooler if I wanted to really go minimal. It's not gonna cool down the van. If it's a hot day, it's not gonna cool down a large space, but it is a cool breeze blowing in your face, which you know, is something, and I will take it. And sometimes, you know, that can make or break a trip. If I can just have some relief in the afternoons in the forest, that makes it doable. Or if I can have a nice cool breeze blowing on me at night, that can make or break a trip. So there you go. If you have an IcyBreeze, or I think the bigger lesson here is if you've got something that doesn't really quite fit your needs, don't be afraid to take it apart and, I don't know, see if you can invent something a little bit better. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed coming on this lovely project journey with me. And hit the subscribe button to subscribe so you can be notified of my videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later.